Hello everyone and welcome. My name's Andrew and today I'm going to be taking you through a wrist mobility routine. Often when people start doing bodyweight exercises, one of the first things they notice is the pressure in their wrists, and you might too. Your wrist should be able to hold your body without any problem, but like a lot of other things, people have lost this ability because they stopped doing these activities at a very young age. Then when they try again, after not having done it in years, it doesn't feel right, and because of this, you might feel like it's bad or wrong. But in reality, it's because your muscles, tendons, and ligaments are not used to it. This is where mobility exercises and training comes in. And there are some really great mobility exercises for the wrists that will also help stretch around your fingers, hands, elbows, and forearms too. That's what I'm going to be covering in today's video. I'm also going to give you a couple quick tips on how you can reduce the pressure in your wrists on some of the most popular exercises like push-ups, so make sure to stick around till the end. Let's go. We're going to do all these wrist mobility exercises on our hands and knees so you can apply or take away as much pressure as you want. If you're a beginner, you're going to want to apply less pressure. As you advance, you can apply more pressure. These mobility exercises will help prep and bulletproof your hands, wrists, and forearms for calisthenics, yoga, a variety of sports, and pretty much any bodyweight exercise. Consult with your healthcare professional first before starting this or any other exercise program. The first one is a wrist flexor stretch. Begin in a tabletop position on your hands and knees or sitting back on your heels. Place your hands on the ground in front of you with your fingers pointing back towards your knees and your palms down. Slowly lean back, keeping your palms flat on the ground until you feel a stretch in the underside of your wrists and forearms. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply. Release and shake out the arms and hands. Now we're going to switch sides and stretch the wrist extensors, muscles that run across the top of the forearm. In the same seated or tabletop position, place your hands on the ground in front of you with your fingers pointing towards you and your palms facing up, the backs of the hands on the ground. Gently lean back, keeping your hands in place until you feel a stretch on the top of your wrists and forearms. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing deeply, then release and shake out your hands. This next one is a forward wrist lean. This one is also a wrist flexor stretch, but this one is very important because this is the type of position that your hand and wrist is going to be in a lot of bodyweight exercises, yoga, even a lot of sport-specific training movements. Your fingers are pointing forward and you're just going to lean forward. Make sure you keep your elbows straight. You also want to keep your spine neutral. Lean forward until you feel the stretch in the wrists and through the forearms. Again, you're on your hands and knees, so you can use your legs to apply as much pressure into the stretch as you want or take it away as well. You can work on this stretch anywhere from 20 seconds up to a minute or so, and you can do a very gentle pulse or move in and out of the stretch very gently. The next wrist mobility exercise is radial and ulnar deviation, also known as wrist abduction and adduction. Make fists, place your hands down in a neutral position, and you're going to rock and roll the fists back and forth between radial deviation and ulnar deviation, or wrist abduction and adduction. Radial deviation or abduction is towards the thumb, and ulnar deviation or adduction is towards the pinky finger. Make it one smooth, continuous movement while applying even pressure. You can do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps in each direction. Now let's go over some variations on some of the ones I just did to enhance mobility through the arms, hands, and fingers even more. But if you're just starting out, stick with the basics before trying these. First, while you're holding the wrist extensor stretch position, you can rotate your elbows and shoulders internally and externally to further enhance mobility in your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Another variation is to curl the fingers up and down, improving mobility through the fingers and wrists. You can also point the fingers in towards each other. All these variations will further enhance mobility and get your body used to holding itself in a variety of positions, which translates to bulletproofing your joints. You can also stretch the wrists and forearm from other angles. For example, place the palms down, fingers pointing out and rocking side to side, feeling the stretch in the wrist flexors, the underside of the forearm, and you can repeat that for 5 to 10 leans on each side. And now we're going to stretch the fingers. Gently lift and push your palms off the ground using the muscles in your hands, keeping the fingers pressed down until you feel a stretch in the fingers near the palm of your hand. For this exercise, you can pulse up and down slowly, gently, and smoothly for 5 to 10 reps. Place your fingertips on the ground, rock your hands side to side, press into the ground but keeping your palms up so you're pushing into the fingers. One other quick tip: if you're doing push-ups and you feel pressure or discomfort in the wrists, you can turn your wrists out slightly. That is often enough to ease a lot of the pressure on the wrists until they get used to holding you. Another quick tip is to make sure you're placing even pressure throughout the hand. A lot of people have a tendency to put most of the pressure through the heel of their hand. Try to distribute some of the pressure through the rest of your hands, and this will strengthen your hands and fingers. Primal movements like this one also work really well, where you're pawing or rolling your hand on and off the ground. That's going to do it for today's wrist mobility routine. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more bodyweight exercise routines like this in the future, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.